I was sort of sitting in a coffee shop brainstorming ideas for my next book, and I've always wanted to revisit these characters. I've always wondered, I've never written a sequel before, and I've always wondered what it would be like. And when I first thought about it, I had kind of assumed if I ever were to write a sequel, I would pick up where I'd left off, and it would be a continuation. We'd find out what happened to Andy and Miranda right when she left Runway. And then I started thinking, 10 years have passed since the book came out, and it should really be 10 years later that we pick up and we see all of the things that happen in that 10-year interim and really the kind of people they are now. I think a lot about the first book. It was primarily a fish out of water story. Andy was working at Runway. She had no idea what was going on. She was confused and overwhelmed and sort of terrified and yet seduced by the whole thing, and she really had to sort of figure that out for herself. And part of what was so much fun about picking up 10 years later was we have a different Andy now. She's, of course, fundamentally the same person, but she's older, she's confident. She started this bridal magazine with Emily. I won't give away how they became friends, but they patched things up and they reunited, and they launched this wedding magazine called The Plunge, which a few years in is wildly successful. And things have changed too in Miranda's life. You have you know, her daughters are grown up, her career responsibilities have expanded. She's been through dozens, if not hundreds, of assistants since then. And I thought it was kind of fun to see, you know, how has she changed, or has she changed at all? I hope with this book that first-time readers can come to it and find a story that even if they're not familiar with the Andy and the Miranda, they can still find this sort of new, interesting conflict between them. I don't want to give too much away, but they definitely go to battle again, and I think it's a bit of a surprise how it ends.